Hey everybody, it's Kat, DixieDX here on Two Chicks and a Radio. I am currently waiting on Rhea to join and some of our other special guests. How is everybody doing tonight? Hey Andy, hey Evan, hey John. Who's excited for the Hamfest? Oh, Evan, you got a radio? What did you get? Yeah, Evan, definitely congrats on the radio. What did you get? Keith. That's what Keith said. All right. Well, one of our guests is here. It is Nisha Mohan. All right. We're slowly getting everybody to come in. Yes, everybody, definitely hit that like. It's greatly appreciated. Oh, the sticker drawing. That is awesome. Hi. We're currently waiting on Rhea. How are you? You're muted, by the way.
Are you able to hear me? Myself, Nisha.
I can hear you now. How are you? Can you hear me?
Are you able to hear me? Yes,
I can.
you are audible here.
Hear.
Are you able to hear me? I'm Nisha.
Hi, Nisha. How are you? We're currently waiting on Rhea and
fine.
some other people to join us.
Good evening.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, everybody says that they can hear you. Hey, Rhea.
How's it going?
Good. I didn't even see you hop in. Did you hop into the? You hopped into the login underneath me, didn't you?
I did.
I figured as much.
All right. All right. So, yeah, under less than ideal circumstances, I'm actually out of town right now, trying to deal with some family business here. So we're just here at my mobile portable studio, but we have quite a few interesting things. So, first of all, and hi Andy, hi everybody else. Andy's a good buddy of mine. He's in participant in several Facebook groups that I'm in. All right, so first thing first is that if you have not done so, if you do not want to miss an episode, try to like and subscribe both channels, which are linked in the description. DixieDX, which is this channel, and then you also have Rhea Shack-Ham Radio, which is my channel, which is also the other channel. So we'll be doing that next week. Next week, I'm planning a very interesting guest, and I'll give you a hint. He's also from India. And, because as a lot of you know, that's my heritage. That's I've never been to India, but that is where my ancestors are from, and that is like where that's where I have a lot of connections and such, and I have a lot of colleagues there, and I have a lot of people who do stuff. So anyway, all right. So without further ado, let me talk about the news. So the first bit of news that I'm going to talk about here is where the FCC is actually talking, and I knew this for a while, I just couldn't really comment about it publicly, but the FCC is now saying that the proposed $35 fee is probably not going to affect until 2022. Now, they didn't directly say that, right? I don't think they actually directly hinted that the fee is going to go into effect in 2022. It's just based on conversations we've had with the FCC. So as you all know, and there is a video on my channel about this, they had a meeting with all of the VECs. And the VECs are basically the volunteer exam coordinators who all administer the exams. So you have the VE teams, which are the actual teams on the ground who administer the exams. And then you have the VECs, that would be ARRL, Laurel, W5YI, GLARG, etc., who are administering the whole program. And they are part of what you call the NCVEC. So the ARRL's counsel for Washington, actually, he requested a meeting with all of the VECs to discuss implementation. And that meeting happened on July 15th. So on July 15th, they had a meeting. Some of the details from that meeting, which can be shared publicly, are that because it's a public meeting, the FCC, doesn't really have like these doesn't have closed-door meetings. But there are a few things to take away. Number one, there is definitely going to be a process whereby the VECs don't actually collect and handle any money. So what's going to happen is that the VECs, the VE teams, are actually just going to administer the exams. I know Laurel, their whole thing is that we don't charge any money for any fees. I'm also a Laurel VE as well. They don't charge any money for any fees. But what is going to happen is the applicant will get an email from the FCC, and I'll explain how they get your email address, saying that how, in order to process your application, please log on and pay the fee. Okay?
Right.
There is a possibility that the VE teams are able to collect the fee on site at the exam. And this is kind of interesting because it allows people to have like a one-stop shop that the VE team will collect the fees, and then the VEC will then pay them, I guess, electronically via bank draft or credit card or something. So you don't have any extra step. So this is a really interesting thing. Now, the ARRL has an article, and I'm going to share this so you can actually see what this article is about. It's on ARRL.org, and let me see here, Chrome tab. There we go. Okay. FCC application fees unlikely to go in effect until 2022. And they said once it's effective, the $35 application fee will apply to new modification. That means upgrade, or let's say, for example, for some reason, you want to request a new sequential call sign. Like let's say you move and you just want an in-district call and you don't want to get a vanity. Well, apply to the commission, to the FCC. Or actually, it's kind of funny. One guy actually I knew, he and I'm going to say this to not trigger off the censors, but censors with a C. There's a guy who got a call sign, Kilo Charlie to Sierra Hotel Tango. And you do not want to buy a vowel, okay? With his call sign. So I'm sorry, Vanna, we're not buying a vowel today. But he changed his call sign because obviously you're going to get a lot of flack for that call sign. One of my friends is N2GOP. I don't care about the guy's political beliefs, but he gets a lot of grief for that, okay? And some people praise him, of course. Yeah, it kind of reminds me when I worked at my last job, when people found out where I worked, they say, oh, you work for them? You're the devil incarnate. And they say, oh, you work for them? You're my hero. Anyway, So long story short, if you apply for a modification, a new license, modification, renewal, vanity call. So previously when you applied for a vanity call, there was a $20 fee. And that was a service fee. This is now an application fee. So the vanity call will be applied, and all fields will be per application. So confirming with the ARRL VEC, and I'm going to do a completely separate video, in fact, so please send your questions in. I want to do something nice and comprehensive for this. If you apply for a vanity call and you're unsuccessful, you will still be charged a fee. If you get a new license and you fail, well, technically you shouldn't get charged a fee because you don't have an application, right? It's only if you successfully have an application. If you have that. Now, the interesting thing is that administrative updates, such as change your address, your name, right? Because people change their names, they get married, or they change their name at court order or something. They email address, if you change your email address, you will not have a fee. So this is confirmed by the ARRL VEC. And you see here Maria Soma, who heads up the VEC department. She said that the teams will not face the burden of collecting the fee. Now, the final rule is not out. The final implementation is not out. So, but in the meantime, the teams will not be collecting the $35 fee. There were a few teams who went ahead and jumped the gun and started collecting the fees, but they shouldn't. And if they do, the first step is to politely remind them, say, guys, this fee is not in effect and you shouldn't be collecting it anyway, and give them a chance to realize their mistake. If they still insist, don't pay the fee, go and, contact their VEC and tell them the name of the team and the session, give them the details. We don't want to get anybody in trouble needlessly. At the same time, we don't want people collecting fees where they're not supposed to. So they will be using the FCC pay fees system, right? And of course, when the examination, when the FCC receives the information, it'll email a link. And then you receive another email. So this is another interesting thing. The FCC is now requiring email addresses for every application. And for ham radio operators, some of them, this is kind of a big deal because even though we're a supposed technology hobby, we have people who just don't have email. And they have people who don't want to touch computers. I talk with one of them on a regular basis, and he says computers are evil. But anyway, so that sounds. So what do you think of this? What do you think of the fee stuff? You're doing your general upgrade, right? And I'm telling you now, do it now and pass now. Otherwise, you'll be paying this $35 fee.
I think it's kind of BS, honestly.
I know it is, but this was a congressional mandate passed in, I think it was 2017 under an act called Ray Baum's Act, where they reformed some of the spectrum, they auctioned off some of this, repacked the spectrum, and they also had some issues with they're actually lowering some fees. So if you're an off-roader or you're another user of GMRS, you'll find that the GMRS license fee is dropping all the way down to $35, and the Jeeple, that's a team I heard, Jeep people, are all happy about that because they're only paying $35. Those that even bother to get a GMRS license in the first place, okay? Because a lot of people don't even bother with licensing. I should find a handheld to stroke gently. You guys know what I'm talking about. So anyway, people get this joke. There's a guy on YouTube who does that. He has radios and he gently caresses them and shows them love. So anyway, all right. So that's that bit of news, and I will share my other bit of news here. And I will stop the screen share. And so the other, so by the way, I'm going to show you, I don't have the footage here you might have seen on my Instagram and such like that, where I had footage of where I was flying a drone over New Smyrna Beach. And, the FAA restrictions are one thing. There's an airport and there's special use airspace, but getting past DJI and their geofencing is another. So, it's kind of tough. But I did actually get, I did get some nice, cool drone footage, and you'll see it. So anyway, Huntsville is this weekend. As far as I know, a lot of people are going. And Keith KM5TX stated what they'll be using the new fees for. Dwayne, Jeeple. Hey, I don't mind Jeep people. One of my good friends is a Jeeper. They will be using the fees for the general fund. They'll be using the fees to fund IT. They'll be using the fees to cover their costs of the FCC. At least that's the excuse they gave us. So, yeah. All right. So Huntsville is this weekend, and a bunch of vendors are still going.
Yes. ICOM's here.
So you can talk about Huntsville. Let's hear what you know about Huntsville.
What do I know about Huntsville? Well, there's not a mask mandate yet, so that's a plus. The other thing is ICOM still will still be there, and I think Flex is going to be there still too. I haven't heard
Flex.
of them.
Flex canceled.
They already canceled. Okay.
I confirmed with them.
Okay. So a lot of vendors have pulled out. I know DX Engineering pulled out. I think Ham Radio Outlet pulled out too. Did they not? Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of vendors there like there was supposed to have been, because a lot of people are pulling out because of COVID spikes. A lot of the YouTubers are currently either here at the campsite or on their way. Here tomorrow. I know that. So Ham Radio 2.0, Jason, Mike, and Frank, and I think Andy. I'm not for sure if he was canceling or not, but I know those three are currently here right now, as far as I know. I think Shane was either coming down today or tomorrow. Josh will be here tomorrow. Eric, Ham Radio Concepts, is already here too, as well. He flew in. So
he flew in. Wow, he's close. I'm actually in Florida right now. I don't know where he is in Florida, but
he's in Tampa area.
Oh, yeah, I'm far from him. I was up in Ocala. So,
okay.
And then right now we're up in near Daytona Beach. So I had a wonderful day at New Smyrna Beach today. That was it's cool. And my daughter, who's in the chat, Mahima, she's had loads of fun. She really enjoyed all of the beach time today. She enjoyed going in the water, making sand castles, and my other daughter collect shells. My son, he enjoyed a lot of stuff. So we're good. And then they spent a lot of time with their grandma. Okay. So, that unfortunately them's the breaks. I mean, I planned to go. I kind of was hesitating. And then all of this thing got thrown in my, in my lap, basically, that I had to cancel my plans and attend a funeral in the family here. So we kind of just, scrapped all the plans. And I'm in Florida, which really isn't much better than Alabama, or probably slightly worse in terms of the health situation. But, we're taking our precautions. We're being safe. So, we're trying to make the best of it. All right. So that's Huntsville. Then let's go to another place that begins with H. We're going to talk about the island of Haiti. And Haiti, I'm from the Caribbean. I know Haiti, and I have a lot of friends. Well, I have some friends who they either have family from Haiti or they're originally from Haiti. So Haiti, as you know, has not really had a good time with natural disasters. Earthquakes and hurricanes tend to flatten them because, let's just face it, they are literally dirt poor down there. Okay, they eat dirt.
Yeah.
And but one of the good things is that they have a lot of friends. Like, for example, my friends at Remote Ham Radio, they basically they came up and they have a station down there. So when you have all of the earthquakes and such like that in Haiti, their ham station, Hotel 2, Alpha Alpha, they have a remote station up in the mountains that is powered by 100% solar, and it's used in disaster. It's used by the Haiti Air Ambulance, the Haiti Air Ambulance. And I'll bring up this post from them here on FB where they're talking about. So kudos to them for doing some good work about with the disaster communications, because in the Caribbean, they're always in a between a rock and a hard place. They don't have the infrastructure that Americans have. So
No, they don't.
yeah. So Remote Ham Radio says HH2AA, this was on August 14th, is an emergency operation after the 7.2 magnitude earthquake rocked Haiti. The HH2AA remote site is operational to pass emergency traffic. We've reached out to Jean-Robert HH2JR on 14300 and will assist as needed. HH2AA is at 6,300 feet above sea level, and clear shot to USA is on solar powered mobile ISP pass. So, all I can say is keep the frequencies clear, and also make sure that you you keep Haiti in your thoughts and prayers, because they don't ever have an easy time with a disaster. So I'm always and it's very tragic. Throughout their whole history, they've had a lot of disasters. So
Well, not just that, but they just lost. Their president was just assassinated a couple months ago, I think. Was it then?
Yeah, like I said, they just can't catch a break.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean that's really sad. I don't know what else to say about them, other than I hope one day they turn around. But so in Alabama, what's your experience with hurricanes?
When Katrina hit, it came all the way up here to North Alabama, and it caused quite a bit of damage, believe it or not. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And we had tornadoes and stuff during that time. So yeah.
Right. So Submarine Radio Man is saying remote villages in Haiti have nothing. They're living on top of their collapsed houses. Yeah. All right. So pressing on with the news. So you're familiar with hurricanes, right? Mm-hmm. So the Hurricane Watch Net is now activated for recent hurricane threats, and now they have Tropical Storm Grace. So that's on top. All right. So we're going to have two more news items, and then we're going to bring on our guests. Okay. Bouvet Island, if you've been waiting for that DXpedition, that is going to be activated by 2 teams instead of 3. Hopefully, at least one of them is successful. You're going to have a team of Dom. They're going to Dom and friends, Dom 3Z9DX. He's planning to activate 3Y0I. And then you have another team with Ken Opskar, LA2GIA. I hope I pronounced his name. He's a friend of mine, but Ken. LA2GIA, they're going to have 3Y0J. And Intrepid DX with my friend Ann Paul and 6PSE, they pulled out. So they don't want to be, getting the scraps from, what these 2 left over. So the last one is, I don't know, Hayden, probably a good one to cover this. The ACMA in Australia, the Australian Communications and Media Authority. They're assessing their amateur radio regulations, I guess, with a view to revamp them. I know a lot of countries are doing that, like my old country, Trinidad and Tobago. One more item, and I'm going to post about this too. There's a special event for the 59th anniversary of independence of Trinidad and Tobago, and that's coming up. And it'll be 9Y5 9 something. But if I find it, I'll post it up. All right, and that is the news. So let's see who we can bring in here.
We have Nisha and we have Carol.
All right, I think Nisha's kind of. Let's bring in Carol, first of all, because Nisha had to leave.
Hi, Carol. Oh, you're muted. Hold on. Okay.
Hello, everybody from Ontario, Canada.
All right.
Hi.
Hello there. Great to be here. Thanks, Ria, for holding this video chat. It's wonderful to be here, as always, to see you again. And I hear you're in Florida. Wow, wow.
I am. Yeah, I am. Wish it was under better circumstances, but you know what? We're still having a little bit of, downtime.
Yeah, New Jersey's your home, right? And I hear you're at a funeral. So my condolences. And Brian would like to say hello as well.
Hello,
Hi.
Hello, Brian. How are you?
Yeah, fine, thank you. Nice seeing you all again.
Nice to see
Yeah,
you.
we're enjoying a beautiful day here. It's 30 degrees in Ontario. I don't know if you know much about the Ontario weather situation here. We have one of the wildest weather systems in the world, where it can go to plus 40 degrees in the summertime and to minus 40 degrees in the wintertime.
Okay, and let's
With
bring
the
in Nisha.
humidity here, it was 38 degrees Celsius today with the humidity.
Oh, wow. All right, and we have another guest, Nisha from India. And she looks dark. Nisha, is she there or did she leave?
I saw her moving around.
Okay. I see.
I see her. Her camera. Hold on.
All right. So before we continue, I have Mahima here. One of the girls. She wants to show her collection of seashells that she got from.
So there's a lot in here. I can't show them all because then I'd have to take them out, and that would be a long time.
Yeah.
And there's a couple big ones in here.
We'll post them on Instagram. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, sorry. She has seashells. She collects seashells by the seashore.
We
All
had
right.
friends that lived in Roy and Dorothy, friends of ours. They had a house in Ocala, and we used to go down to Ocala to visit them in the wintertime here.
Right.
So we know Ocala very well. I understand you were there recently.
Yeah, I'm trying to see Nisha. She looks, her window is just black.
I think she might have her, but see, I don't know. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm trying to
see like
her.
a wheel going around, like she's trying to connect, but
yeah,
I'm trying to unmute her, but it's not letting me. There.
So how much is Cuban jamming? This is a question. How much is Cuban jamming affecting communications? I'm guessing with Haiti. On 40 meters, probably a little bit. On 20 meters, not at all, because they're actually not jamming 20. They're jamming 40 only. So
Cuba?
yeah,
Why?
because it's Cuba.
because it's Cuba.
Okay. Because they don't like to people talking about the situation there, I'm guessing. So Carol, tell us a little bit about your activities in terms of nets. I know you've been on the Thursday night net with AC4 and AG4YL, and what are
the
some
other conference on echolink, and I'm on the India conference with the YLs from India every morning. I'm actually going to be net controller tomorrow morning. Local times close to 10 p.m. here in Ontario. I don't know how the time difference. I think it's the same time as Florida, right, Ria?
We're in the same time zone.
Yeah, we are. Okay, all right. So so that's we're pretty close to 10 p.m. here. I'm on the. I have a DMR radio, and I also have an Anytone AT878 UV with the Bluetooth. I'm on FT8 quite a bit. I have running JTDX on. I just bought a new Windows laptop. My laptop gave up the ghost, so I had to buy a new laptop. So I got that installed on my Acer, a brand new Windows laptop. So I'm pretty happy with that, the way it's working. I'm running a mystery antenna, which Brian put up. If you want to explain about a mystery antenna, Brian?
It's a 16.5-foot by 16.5 foot by 16.5 foot for each leg. You use coax. The first 16.5 foot feeds into the center of the second 16.5 foot coax, which in the third feeds into both legs. So it's an old band antenna and works remarkably well. Works much better than my fan dipole that I have.
So I run
Amazing.
a mystery antenna as my main antenna. I have a Yaesu FTDX 1200 as my main rig. I have an old Flex 3000, which still works very well, which I bought off of a very good friend of mine, Marty Eatson, VA3,
QE.
Quebec Echo Echo, a ham here in Hamilton that we're friends with. And so I've had that Flex 3000 now for what, 3-4 years?
Yep.
Yeah, running through a monitor. What's the name of the monitor I'm running it through? Do you know? Anyway, it's all built into the system there. It's built into a desktop. So it's independent of anything else. It runs through the desktop computer. I have my Morse code license. I signed up for CW Ops, and I got my 3 levels of my license in Morse code. I have my beginners, my intermediate, and my advanced. And I have a Begali key that I bought last year due to Dayton being cancelled in 2020. I figured the money that I'd saved up to go down to Dayton would buy me a Begali key. So I got in touch with Bruna on Facebook, and we interacted with each other and received a beautiful Begali key in the mail last summer. So I'm really happy with that. I really love it. And I recommend if you do Morse code, get yourself a nice key. I have a Bencher, but my Begali key, tops that, second to none. It's wonderful. And that's about it from me. Good to see everybody here. I just wish that Nisha had some more luck in connecting with us. And my name's Carol. My last name is King. Like the singer, if you know the singer, you may be too young there. The little one on the left. I'm not sure. Dixie.
I thought I was married.
She might not know who Carol King is. No. But anyway.
I think she knows.
We're talking about singer, right?
Under My Feet is one of her songs. You might want to Google it after this show and see how she, who she is. And I was originally born in England, and I came to Canada in 1984, and met Brian in 1988. We've been together ever since, and we live in Hamilton on the mountain. Hamilton has 2 areas. It has an escarpment and it has a downtown. And we live on the...
Cool.
How many?
580
feet up from. We live 580 feet up from the downtown city core. So that's a little bit of information about me. Thanks, Ria. Back to you and to RJ.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I wonder if Nisha's even hearing us. She's. I can see her now. Yeah. So Nisha, why don't you introduce yourself? Oh, Kat, you had something to say. Sorry.
No, I didn't have anything to say. I was just unmuting her and doing everything.
Oh, cool. So Nisha, I think this is the first time I've seen you on any medium. Tell us a little bit about the net and what you do. I don't know if she's hearing me.
I don't know. This looks
I think
like
her
internet
probably
issue.
in internet. Is she in? She's probably in India, and the internet there is probably not so good. So Carol, why don't you tell us a little bit about the morning net, or at least morning American time or Canadian North American time?
Yeah, I'm on the India conference on echolink, and it starts here for me right now at 8:30. But once the clocks go back, it's a 7:30 a.m. start. Bharati VU2RBI is basically net controller for this net, and she tries to encourage people to come onto this net through her Facebook page. And she also runs a YL group on WhatsApp, which a lot of people are into conversing with her on that medium as well. And it's a very good way of getting in touch with people and, changing and exchanging ideas and different things all about ham radio. And so she likes to encourage new YLs to come to this group and encourage them to be net controller to get a better aspect of how to deal with conversing with people when you have a ham radio group of people together. You know, how to converse with calling your call sign and calling their call sign. You know, the phonetic alphabet, which we all learned through getting our amateur radio course experience. And so we have a good net there, usually around 10 to 15 people on any given day. It's usually the same people that are there. We have a blind ham that comes in, and her name is Purvis. VU2 Papa Juliet Mike. She's a blind ham, and it's a wonder that she's with us every day. It's just fantastic to have her there, and she's even done net control too, which I think is totally amazing. Brian and I have a blind ham fan that lives in Welland, Ontario, and his name is Vince. What's Vince's call sign again? VA3DDV. Victor Alpha 3 Delta Victor. He's a blind ham here in Ontario, in Welland, near Niagara Falls, and he's completely blind. And he does a lot of things with ham radio. Brian actually bought a radio off of him.
No, I didn't. I bought it off his friend.
Oh, off his friend. That's right. When we first got our license. So yeah, good friend of ours that lives here in Welland, Ontario, which is close to Niagara Falls. So we're about 45 minutes between Niagara Falls and Toronto, Ontario. So a good jumping off spot if you're ever up this way. Love to see you. Come for a visit, would be wonderful. I know Americans can cross the border right now. Canadians are still restricted. So anyway, that's the story from here. Thanks, Ria, and to RJ.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't know. I thought it was the other way around, that Canadians were kind of that's amazing. I thought that it was the other way around. I thought Americans were not restricted. I thought Americans were restricted from going to Canada, and Canadians were not restricted to go into America.
No, opposite way around, honey. We can't cross the border. You guys can come here. No Canadians can cross the border at this time. Not right now. No.
Wow. Okay.
We're pariahs.
So, Kat, are you ever on echolink? Tell me about. Are you ever on echolink? And
I have echolink. I'm not on it hardly at all. I do have it though.
Okay, so I would really suggest that. I think so. Initially, when I joined the net, there were like maybe 3 or 4 people, and we'd make like 3 or 4 rounds of conversation. And so I'll tell you something. If you ever had any interaction with Bharati, she is a very, very, very interested in teaching people, to do the proper thing in amateur radio. And she's a very friendly personality, but you could see she has that strong, I want to say, what do they call a lady who's a guru in India? I should know this, and
you should know this, Ria.
I know. So she's
your culture, not mine.
Well, she's a guruvitz. Okay. So the female equivalent of a guru is called a guruvitz, and the wife of a guru is a guru patni or guruma. The guru's son is Guru Putra, and the guru's daughter is Guru Putri. So she's a guruvitz for amateur radio. She always talk about the thing. So this is kind of interesting. And during the whole funeral service yesterday, one of the questions that the pundit was asking was whether the deceased had any guru, right? And they would also pray for the guru too. And in Indian culture, especially, people who are teachers are very well respected and they're almost revered. But they're talking about spiritual teachers. But if you're talking about people who are, teach you practical things, they are also very much revered. And I think Bharati is one of those people who definitely can teach you a lot of things. She teach you, how to operate, and she teach you how to get active, and she's brought a lot of people in. And like Carol said, her emphasis is on new operators, which I think would be perfect for you. So if you ever have time to check out the net, try checking in at least once. It's a nice little gathering. They talk about a lot of things. We talk about a lot of things. We talk about local things going on, and especially during the whole time with the whole situation in India, she was very. There's a lot of things going on. And I had other knowledge of things going on in India through my work connections too. But it's basically, really nice. So I would really encourage you to do that. So are you going to try it out? I'm curious.
Try out echolink? Yeah, I'll try it out. I just don't have
Okay.
it like nets or anything on it.
Well, we'll get you on that net, just to have you check in just once. I think that'll be cool. And Carol, what about the Thursday night? Tell us a little bit about the Thursday night, because I know you always message me on WhatsApp, say, "Are you joining the net? Are you joining the net?" I'm like, "Yeah." But so yeah, go ahead, Carol. Oh, she left.
Carol left us. She was like, "Hi, bye."
Really?
No.
Oh man. Okay.
No, she wasn't. But here's
Is
Nisha.
Nisha there? Oh boy.
She's here. It's kind of like maybe I see.
I think
her.
Nisha. I see Carol's coming back. Actually, maybe I add her in.
Yeah.
Carol.
Hi. Sorry, I got Brian sending me messages through his phone. Sending me photos. We've just planted a lavender garden in our home back garden of all the different kinds of lavender. We've been visiting lavender farms in Ontario, and we've got the lavender bug. So I will post some pictures on WhatsApp of my latest escapade with the lavender garden. So the Thursday night net is the ALARA conference on echolink. So if you go into echolink, you have to go into the conference, and you'll find the India conference there, and you'll find the ALARA, the Australian Ladies Amateur Radio Association. It's on every Thursday night. For me, it's a reasonable time. It's about 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So it's actually really good. And I'm usually the only Canadian there. Hi.
Well,
everybody's American on that net. So I'm trying to encourage more Canadians and some Brits. Jenny Jones from England, she sometimes comes on, but it's 1 o'clock in the morning for her. So, but sometimes she comes on, which is quite amazing, because I think I don't know if I'd be going on amateur radio nets at 1 o'clock in the morning, but kudos to her for checking in as she does. And it's a very nice net. Catherine AC4YL and Melanie AG4YL. They're kind of net controllers there, and they have a lot of good information that if you're really interested in ham radios and the different aspects of everything, it's a wonderful net to check in, because these people are very informative of the latest information in ham radio. So I really suggest that you check into that ALARA conference if you can there, and enjoy the camaraderie with the different people that are able to give you some nice information of the way ham radio operates and different scenarios. Just looking at the Hamfest situation, I see Huntsville is underway. I think Andrea is going to Huntsville. She messaged on Facebook, is anybody else going? She's going to Huntsville. We can't go anywhere. But I mean, if you're going to Huntsville, it doesn't sound like, ICOM's there, like I heard you guys chatting at the beginning of the show. Huntsville, Alabama, I think. Yeah, not Huntsville, Ontario. Yeah, we have a Huntsville here in Ontario as well.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's crazy. I come from, some of my ancestors are French Canadian, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Parlez-vous français?
Oui, parlez-vous français?
Aha.
You're not a Cajun, are you?
A what?
Cajun.
No, I'm not a Cajun. I'm from Alabama.
Love your accent. Love your accent, by the way.
I was born in Arkansas, which is Arkansas.
Oh,
I was born in Arkansas and raised in Alabama.
Arkansas.
No, because there's a lot of French Canadians in Louisiana.
Oh, okay, yeah. A lot of French Canadian in Louisiana.
Not French Canadian,
French Americans.
In Louisiana, yeah.
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 Mhm.
I want to show you something. So somebody asked, Keith KM5TX asked about the licensing process in India. I hope, Nisha, are you there? Can you answer us? Or Nisha seems to be frozen. But let me share the screen. So apparently National Institute of Amateur Radio is a, what you call it? Basically an Indian institute that deals with amateur radio, and they have a lot of educational materials and such. And I believe Bharati was involved with that. I actually have a bamboo. I got a nice little bamboo pen from them one time. I got a lot of little gifts from people, and it's really cool. Yeah. So
Yes.
National Institute. How do you become a ham?
Net.
Huh? Okay. So any individual above the age of 12 can become a ham in India after qualifying amateur station operator certificate examination. And you have 2 grade of license. You have the restricted grade, which is medium power, 1 hour exam, and then you have the general grade, permitting use of high power, which is 2 hours exam. Then you
Holy
have the
cow.
yeah, right. But of course, you could probably finish it in 10 minutes if you study hard. The general, you have to study qualify in Morse code at 8 words per minute. I really wonder if that's still a requirement. And it takes just a few weeks training to become eligible for the examination. You can self-study, local clubs, and the fee is 100 rupees per grade. The licensee for 20 years is 1,000 rupees and 2,000 for lifetime. And I'm going to run this. How much is that in American dollars? Can anybody hazard a guess before I punch it in the calculator? Because I don't remember exchange hand.
I don't know. Exchange rate for India rubies.
All right. Anybody in chat? Kat, can you just look at the chat and tell us if anybody's guessing?
No, but Josh is visiting us.
Okay.
He might know. He is a brainiac after all. Brian says $5.
$5. Okay. So 100 rupee is probably $1.34. Okay. That's just to sit the exam. Okay.
Oh, that's easy.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, in India, you make
that's Starbucks.
In India, so the exam for 20 years license is $13. Okay. And I guess for
one's like what, $26?
$26. Yeah. You see, if I ever go to India, I'm wondering if I can take the exam and get my own call sign. So Nisha told me on WhatsApp, she says she has a poor internet connection. So, maybe I'll try to do a recorded segment with her sometime. I want to do a recorded segment with Bharati as well too. So yeah, so it's about $27, about $30, almost $30.
Here it's
see?
free.
And Canada is free?
Yeah.
Free for life.
Yep.
Free for life. Yeah.
Yep.
So
free for life.
We have two methods of getting a qualification here. Basic and basic with advanced, and
basic is UHF, VHF. Basic with honors is all bands, and advanced allows you to have a repeater. That's the only difference between advanced and basic with honors.
So, in Trinidad and Tobago, which is my original country, we had 2 classes of license. You have the general and the advanced, and the general basically has the same privileges of advanced, except that the advanced you have to know Morse code.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah,
and Morse code is no longer required in most countries. But in Canada, it's not a requirement any longer. It was when I got into ham radio back in '75. But now it's not a requirement, but you can still take the exam and get the endorsement on your license.
Right.
Yeah, so I got my ham radio license. I passed the Canadian test 12 words a minute. And so my license now says Carol Ann King, basic with honors, and Morse code. I had to send off
No,
to the
you've
Canadian government.
You've also
Canadian radio telecommunication. No, it's a whole new system now of who you send off to. It used to be Canadian telecommunications. Now it's industry
It's a CR.
They
Canada.
keep changing the government
Gardy
department.
dardy.
They keep changing
It
the
used to be the
changing the government department for getting a ham radio license. So, and it's a really long, it's like 5 or 6 words now that you industry Canada da.
It used to be the CRTC, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Okie dokie.
bureaucracies.
And it's
Yeah.
free. Yeah, you don't have to pay anything here to get your license. So I'm actually studying for my advanced now, but it's a lot. You've got to get 50% to get the license.
No. The advance only allows you to have a repeater. That's the only difference.
Yep.
And you have to get 70%.
Oh, 70. Okay. So you have to get a 70% mark to get your advanced license here. And I can put up my own repeater once I get my advanced. That's the only difference between basic with honors, which I have. I got 87. Brian got 89. Beat me by.
I was
That's respectable.
I was first licensed in 1975. And I got out of ham radio in the 80s and got back into it after I retired.
Yeah.
So I built my first radio from a Heath kit back in 1975, and I still have that, the transmitter and the receiver.
Wow, that's something. That's really something.
Well, the
Yeah.
only way back in those days to really have a radio was either an ex-military radio or to build your own.
Right. Wow.
Most hams today can't even solder a resistor.
Most hams today can't solder nothing, right? Well, you know, I kind of have a couple of videos coming up about soldering, and I've been scolded. Kat, you would not believe this. There are British people on my channel, and they said it in text, but I can say it, I can imagine what they're saying. It's not called soldering; it's called soldering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soldering,
Don't murder the Queen's English.
It's not a tomato; it's a tomato.
It's called soldering. Yeah. No, the first video, one of my first videos that I put up, that got picked up by Hackaday, concerning soldering, whatever, a PL259. They told the person scolded me and said it's not soldering, SODDERNG, it's soldering. I'm like, well, you Canadians spell things with a U and such too. You put in that extra silent U. Well, we did that in Trinidad and Tobago too.
Well, I worked most of my career in the U.S. So all my spelling is American. There's no U's in any of my things like color or anything.
So, Kat, tell us about the general, or how's the general studying going?
I took the test the other night with everybody live, and I made a 65. Last time I took it, I made a 65. So apparently, I may or may not pass. I guess I've been studying, but I guessed a bunch of stuff, and yeah. And sometimes I should have went not like with my gut feeling, and I didn't, and I changed my answer, and I had it right.
So you're taking it at Huntsville, are you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, good luck. What can I
Thanks,
tell you?
Thanks, Rhea. Thanks so much.
Yeah,
You're like, oh yeah, you've been studying, but you like made a 65. And you're just like, oh yeah, good luck.
Yeah. So we have a question for you, Americans. Who tests you in America for your license? Is it the FAC?
No,
Kat
FCC.
answered it. Yeah, specifically it's the FCC, but it's
FCC.
Actually we have VE teams, and if you ever want to get your American license, you're more than free to use my PO box.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But
no, Kat is.
There might be a thing to do. Yeah, for sure.
Well,
but you have to renew your license every so often, eh?
Every 10 years.
But what I seriously, I seriously, I really wish Kat the best in getting her general, because the general opens up a whole
Yeah.
world of
yeah.
HF, and it's kind of like
But it doesn't matter what license you get, you never stop learning.
that's true. Yeah. But what is it specifically are you having trouble with, Kat?
I have no idea. I just know that it was just like a struggle on some of those. I don't know. I don't remember what they were.
Okay. Have you been using any study aids? Like,
hamstudy.org.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Mm-hmm.
do they have like analytics or something that
No, they got flashcards. So what I was going to do is like do the flashcards.
Yeah.
Okay.
But tonight I've got to get my Google Drive in order. So for Monday. So and I've got to upload stuff to it. So unfortunately, that's going to take priority over studying for the general. And then I haven't even packed. Like I just now started charging up my Rode, my camera, batteries, and I've got the million antenna that K Murder wanted to use at
This a regular net?
No, this is something that Ria's just doing. It's really good. Yeah. Need to do this more often, Ria. We get a bigger.
So just to clarify, this actually wasn't my idea. This was Kat's idea, and it's two of us.
Okay.
No, it's good. Yeah, let me tell you something, ladies. You're better communicators than the men hams. You know that. I mean, I listen to Carol when she's on with the girls from India. Women are much better communicators, which is why during World War II, they handled all the communications.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you want to know something? I have a friend who's a World War II veteran. Maybe I could get him to come on the show.
Maybe.
But he's over 100 though. He's 100 and I think he's 103 now.
Ooh,
I gave him
that's old.
Yeah, I gave him an award when he turned 100, and he gets free ARRL membership for the rest of his life. And he gets also a free book of his choice. But this guy doesn't look a day over 80. I'm telling you, he's like
the greatest generation.
He goes out, and he goes out and he shovels the snow and just blows the snow. I mean, it's unbelievable.
My girlfriend Henny, if you follow me on Facebook, you'll see one of my Facebook friends is a Austrian lady called Henny Ten Brinker. Her mother will be 103 in October, on October the 10th.
Well,
you never know it. We visited her last month. We had a birthday celebration because Brian and I both had birthdays in July. And every year we get together and we have coffee and cake with her. And her mother is just like unbelievable. I can't see me making 100.
Her daughter is 78 and nowhere near
as fit as she is.
So, Kat, we have some encouragement for you. I really do want you to pass. So we have KM4MD.
I was just giving you a hard time earlier.
I know. Says you got this, Kat. Take a deep breath. Just breathe. And do it. Okay? And then you have
hold on.
Then take a balloon and you just don't breathe like this. Because
you mean like this?
Yeah.
You mean like this?
Okay.
So in America, the general is the first license that you get, and then
no,
the general is the second. Okay.
General is the second license, and then amateur extra is the third license.
Oh, so okay, all right, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, Americans have to always make things kind of like exciting and American, So it's like you got your extra license. You know what I'm saying?
No. It's you got your extra.
Yes.
You so extra that you're
in the Canadian licensing system. There's a website, the government website for you can look it up, the Canadian ham radio license, and there's all the questions of all the different questions that they're going to ask you. I think there's like 1,000 questions, and
Oh God.
you get asked 100 random from this 1,000.
Well, we
And
have
you
a
have to get
400 question pool.
85 and up to get your basic with advanced, which allows you to broadcast on all levels. If you don't get 85 and up, you can only go on VHF and UHF.
Okay.
I see Josh shared.
That's a lot. There's only 400 questions here, and you get 35 out of that 400 to take for the general. And I think
So Josh,
50 out of the extra RIA.
I think the extra is 50 questions, to be honest.
Yes, but I don't know what the question pool is for extra.
I don't know it offhand. Anyway, Josh is here, and he says we are pretty extra.
Well, we already know he's extra.
He's extra. But yeah, no, I think it's I really don't know. Oops.
No,
I really
I'm debating on whether or not I bought I always told myself I was never going to do this, but hold up. I bought something. I'm debating on whether or not to pack it or not. Because I'm already an overpacker, as you know. But I have bought this thing.
a light.
So maybe I can do a live with it. But I bought it and I've not used it. I haven't. I mean, like, I pulled it out of the box to look at it. That's all I did. I put it back in the box. Look at this. I stuck it back in the box. Hold on. And I didn't even take it out of the plastic. It still has the plastic.
I have, and then, Josh is saying TikTok time, for real.
TikTok. Man, TikTok time. What are we going to do on TikTok?
Yeah. I think in one video you say CQ, 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 and then it finishes, and then the other video you make the call or something. I think Josh is on TikTok too.
I'm on TikTok. Now here's the funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
My cooking videos with DixieDX get like major reviews apparently with people. They like my little videos. I get I think I have like over like 300 or something.
On my iPhone,
I don't remember. So
for extra, KN4MDE says 50 out of 700-ish questions.
Yeah.
So it kind of, here's what I tell people. It's kind of impractical to study the pool. Learn as much of the knowledge as you can as possible, and then drill the pool. The funny story is when I took the American exams, I didn't study. I just didn't study. I didn't study anything. I did not study. And then I went in, I took the tech and the general, and then I said, okay, I'm going home. They said, take the extra. I'm like, okay, I'm not feeling to do it. And then they said, come on, take the extra. It's free. I'm like, okay, if it's free, I'll take it. And this was to make up for the fact that they refused me initially to test because I didn't have a social security number. True story.
Wow.
And then I passed, and so I got extra in one shot. But the thing is, I knew the knowledge because I already had a license from Trinidad and Tobago, 1. And 2, to get that license, we didn't have any open question pools. We used the UK exams, the City and Guilds radio amateur exams, and those are basically the test papers are not public at all, right? You have to learn the knowledge. Like I had to learn how to draw a Carl Pitts and a Hartley oscillator, and I had to learn about the output stage and tubes and transistors and all of that stuff. And I did, and I just walked in and I was like, oh yeah, this is old hat. I know a lot of people are not technical, so it's a little hard for them.
Yeah.
But if you, a lot of the rules stuff, a lot of the rules are really common sense. A lot of the rules are common sense. So it's not bad. So like I tell people here, I'm going to tell people here, let's encourage Kat to get her general. And then she's going to probably live stream her first general contact because I think that's a challenge we could set for her.
Yeah.
Yes.
and we'll see if we can make it a meaningful one. And and then it's on to extra.
On the
You-
extra. Now you got some. You got some stuff there for me, Rhea. Some like goals there for extra
No,
stuff. I mean, shoot.
I don't mean to be bad mouthing other YouTubers, but there are a lot of them who just have their general. If you get an extra, you stand out.
Yeah, that means I'm also extra though.
That means you're extra.
Ham radio. Josh says use that light. Good lighting helps out webcams a lot.
Yeah,
Well,
lighting helps a lot. Without lighting,
I'm taking my setup for just in case I can stream from my computer. But if I can't, I'll stream from my phone and I'll hook it up to that thing.
yeah. I use lighting. Lighting helps a lot. I find that videos without lighting don't get as many views as the ones with proper lighting and sound.
So
I think that.
Are you guys on TikTok as well, Ria? Are you on TikTok?
You know what? No, and probably for good reason. But I'm trying to figure out how to say this without causing Kat's video to get penalized on YouTube. That's some super secret stuff here.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Good lighting does help.
Apparently, people like my cooking videos. I have over 700 views on my cooking stuff on TikTok.
Nice.
What is that?
This is a light. Remember Josh was talking about lighting?
Oh yeah. I have studio lights, but they're like a lot to put up. So it's not really easy to put those up and tote those. Like they're portable, but they're just a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Well, this one, this one I bought from B&H. I think it was like this is a cheap light I bought for like $25 from B&H. I have another one. Here they have the commercials that say, as if some higher authority is saying, you go to B&H, and they're like, they tell you, they're actually, I've been going to B&H for a while. So, yeah.
That's like a photo studio kind of store?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They're a camera store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, like Blacks. We have Blacks up here and Sudas. Yeah.
No, I get things on.
Oh, Brian gets their emails from them. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm into photography.
Brian's been into photography for years. He's got all the expensive cameras and all the equipment and everything. So.
Yeah. So the thing I don't like about this light is that this light actually, it does not allow pass through, meaning that if you're charging, it shuts off the light. So it's entirely battery operated. I have another one which I can plug in. It has a battery. Yeah. I have a bigger panel lights. I like the panel lights because they're soft.
Mm-hmm. Soft
right?
light.
And then like some of my my productions for not my YouTube. Well, sometimes I use it on YouTube, but sometimes I use it for like worship production and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I do worship production. We have like this big, panel light, and that works. And we set the color, temperature, and everything. So Anime is saying her content she makes on an Android phone. I'm using an iPhone right now as my camera. And I have other cameras. I have a Sony ZV-1. And I have other, cameras for the bokeh effect. But phone works. I love my iPhone for making phone. Anime videos, Wild Cascadia. We're gonna have her on sometime. You see, I've already drafted her. I didn't even have to ask. I just drafted her in. Her videos are what I call nice amateur radio abstract art. They're instructional, but they have this trippy vibe to them. I really love it. So anyway, All right. How long? Well, we've been going for an hour and 10. I got to get out of here.
Yeah, I need to get out of here because I need to finish. I haven't even packed. I'm
Well,
gonna
I
start
really
packing
enjoyed
later.
this, and I wonder if you guys are going to be doing this again. I think it's great. We need to get more people involved.
So
Oh, yes,
next,
we do it every week.
next week is I'm going to have one on my channel. I'm going to have a very special guest talking about a new radio, a very nice new radio that caught my eye, and I knew I had to have him on and to talk about his new radio. So we're going to be talking about that, but I won't spoil the surprise. Some of you probably figure out who it is anyway. And, you know, hopefully Josh's laundry is finished by then. And,
So, Kat, what's your call sign?
W4DXY.
W4DXY. Okay.
You want to write it down?
Yep.
Yeah, it's whiskey 4, and it's supposed to be Dixie.
Hold on a second.
DXY. Mm-hmm.
I'll write it in my little book here. Just a second. W4DXY. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're on QLZ?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All righty.
Oh, and Rhea, in other news, it is John Stamos's birthday today.
awesome.
Yes.
That is awesome.
He is old as my mother.
Wow. So that is amazing. John Stamos, huh? Bob said
I
this
put
celebrates
that in there because, you know,
58 years old. Wow.
yeah, he is 58, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He was
He
born
was
in
on, he was on
no,
General
59.
Hospital.
50. I think he's 59 because I thought he was born in. He's born on the same day as my stepmother.
58.
Oh no, same day and same year. My bad, 58. Yeah, same year as my stepmother.
1963. So interesting. Well, happy birthday to him. Maybe get him to like and subscribe.
Maybe I can meet him again.
Ah, yeah.
You know, Mike got mad last time I was showing him on my channel the picture of me and John Stamos.
This one won't be denied.
I mean, you know, it's a celebrity. You know, I have lots of pictures of celebrities. You know, because I used to work with them, and it's like,
Yeah.
You know, hello. You know,
Hold
nice to
on.
see.
Hold on. I know
One of our
who
kitties.
he used to work for, and one of my good friends is a makeup artist, Vincent. I'll message it to you. I
Okay.
can't even pronounce the name, but she worked for the same company you used to work for.
Okay. Oh,
And
that's good.
And maybe you know her. She's awesome.
Maybe we'll see. If not, I'll be able to find her. Yeah. All right. Well, that's been the show for this week, and I'll let you close up, tie the ribbons on it, Kat.
Oh, thanks everybody for watching Two Chicks and a Radio, the YLs. So we will see you next week on Rhea's channel.
Yes.
And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to both our channels and hit that notification button because that's the only way you're going to get notified when we go live. Have a great night, everybody. 73.
Bye.